the basis of any conservation is about data. So data informs us on what's the threats and how can we go about solving a certain problem in that aspect. So data informs us on what needs to be done and how it needs to be done, to what intensity that we need to do a solution, or how we are able to compact certain threats in the sphere. It could be on biodiversity, it could be on forest, or it could be on the seascape aspect. So data is used by government or communities in prioritizing the areas or the approaches or the solution that they want to work on. So for example, say you have an area that you want to conserve, but you don't know how much of that area is. So trying to tell the community that we need to expand this area without proper data, it brings conflict. So when you have data, then you are able to communicate to the community that you're telling them we want to achieve a 30% area. So data will inform the community on what is it that what we want to do, and the government will now come into place and say, when they are reporting to the global commitment, they will say we've been able to achieve the 30 by 30 by expanding our area to this. So they will be using data to report on what commitment they have been able to achieve. RCoE is about creating an atmosphere whereby people are able to get centralized data about ecosystem. At the same time, training people on how to go about doing conservation or collecting that data. So RCoE is like a huge package on how people are supposed to collect data, how they are supposed to manage that data, and how they are supposed to use that data to find a solution, maybe to a threat that's happening either in the forest, either in the seascape, or either in the biodiversity bit of it. So RCoE has come up with a geoportal, like a centralized area whereby countries from different areas submit data on their protected area, and also how they've done maybe assessment in terms of integrity to a central area that is able now to be used by different countries to check how they are doing in terms of achieving the 30 by 30 global biodiversity target. Data we say talking about being submitted to RCoE geoportal requires to be collected on the ground. So it's a very time-consuming and also labor-intensive. So for this to happen, then we need sufficient funding. So the biggest challenge in terms of data collection is about the funding. So we never get, or there is not enough funding to support continuous data collection. That limits the amount of maybe data that comes into place. And that's why you find that only a small amount of information is being reported on how the number of areas that have been protected. Another one is another challenge comes in terms of sharing. So one institution is picking data, but then different institutions want to use that data. So there is a huge conflict between the people who've collected data and those who want to use that data. So there is not a straight way on how data is to be shared between the collectors and those who want to use that data in those aspects. Another one is also in the storage bit of it. So you find that each and every institution will have like a small bit of database in their region, but then this data, to get it into maybe into open access, it becomes very difficult. So a centralized way of storing data is also another challenge that we find when it comes to data collection and storage.